In classic Jerry Jones fashion, the Dallas Cowboys have not been able to agree to a deal with Micah Parsons, and he requested a trade. So today, we are gonna trade Micah Parsons and see what the future could look like for this Cowboys team without probably their best player, and one of their few defensive players that can actually stay healthy for the most part. But we're gonna trade him, we're gonna get probably a decent haul for him, and after that, we're gonna try to build this team back up, and of course, try to see if we can turn this into the highest overall team in the league, and maybe even win this Cowboys team their first Super Bowl in over 30 years at this point. So this should be a super fun one, but super quick, if y'all enjoyed, just be sure to take a second to leave a like. It sounds weird, but it really helps out the channel. It'll let me know y'all want to see more like this. And actually, if this video can get to 2,500 likes, it'll let me know y'all want to see a rebuild with Micah Parsons, where we trade for Micah Parsons as another team. So let me know down in the comments what team you think might trade for Micah Parsons. And I guess whichever comment has the most likes, or whichever team has the most comments, I don't know, I'll try to decide. I'll do a rebuild with Micah Parsons as that team. So again, 2,500 likes, it'll let me know y'all want to see that. And then be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because if you like Madden rebuilds, that's literally all I do on the channel. And then very last thing, I'll say shout out to Tanner for the suggestion of this video. And if you want to shout out, just let me know any fun rebuild challenges or realistic rebuilds or whatever you would want to see. And if I use that suggestion for a video, I'll give you a shout out if I remember. But without further ado, let's finally get into this. And now we got to make the tough decision of where do we send Micah Parsons where he can hurt us the least. No, I guess what I should do, here's what I should do. Let me see where he's most consistently rumored to go. Why are the Eagles the favorites? If the Cowboys trade Micah Parsons to the Eagles, I think that would be the end of the Dallas Cowboys franchise. I think they would need to relocate, rebrand, all that. Patriots are number 2. I think we'll do that instead. But okay, we're gonna be getting 2 first-round picks for him and a 4th. We're gonna send a 5th back to the Patriots, but I guess this is a fair trade. I don't know if it's too much, too little. Like, you gotta keep in mind the Patriots are gonna have to pay Micah Parsons, so that's not gonna be cheap. But we get 2 firsts for him, and he gets to be on what should be a really, really good defense. But now we're really gonna have to try to fill that void, obviously. We do at least have guys like Donovan Ezeraku, Marshawn Nealon, some younger guys, Sam Williams, so maybe one of those guys develops pretty well, but we're gonna need even more. But we'll see how this year goes. Let's just get straight to the end of it. Could be a rough one, but we'll see what happens. But okay, at the end of year 1, we end up going 6-11. Not a great start. I'll go super quick over the stats. I saw the Patriots made the playoffs. I mean, that figures. The Colts went 13-4, and the Bills and the Ravens, but none of them got a first-round bye. Apparently, the AFC was pretty good this year. But Dak was decent. He threw a lot of picks, but he was decent. Javonte Williams for Madden, this isn't a horrible stat line. CeeDee Lamb was really good. Jake Ferguson did really well. George Pickens in his first year here did all right, but our tackles were not great. Terrence Steele was awful. Tyler Guyton, for Madden, this isn't too horrible, but Steele was awful. 12 from right tackle was not fun. Marquise Bell led the team in tackles. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I decided to move him back to linebacker because, you know, he started there a few years ago and was pretty good, and then they moved him back to safety and didn't play him, and then I think he got hurt on special teams, so I'm making the executive decision to start him again. But Odigizua, 11 TFLs led the team, but sacks. That's even worse than I expected by a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Donovan Ezeraku led the team with 3.5 sacks. We're missing Micah Parsons already. But we had a lot of picks, 3 for Wilson, 2 for Bell and Diggs, and then 1 for a few players. But Josh Allen wins MVP, okay. We better see a Dak MVP in this rebuild with all the Dak MVPs I've had to see in my lifetime in this game, obviously. But CeeDee Lamb at 6 for Offensive Player of the Year. What? Of course, when we're a division rival of the Commanders, Von Miller wins Defensive Player of the Year at like 34 years old or whatever he is. I don't think I have ever seen that in Madden, at least not for a while. It's like all division rivals up here, or a lot of them. But all right, tough start, but we should obviously get a good draft pick now. I wish the Patriots were bad, but I mean, I didn't expect them to be. I'm hoping they don't win the Super Bowl here, at the very least. But apparently we pick at 6. I don't know for sure though, sometimes it changes in Madden for some reason from the playoffs to the offseason for teams that aren't even in the playoffs. But all right, let's get into the offseason and we'll see what we can do. But all right, for free agency, this is probably going to be a very light one. A, because I'm sure as most of you know, free agency in year 1 is horrible in Madden, at least during these, you know, off-season rebuilds where contracts are all weird. And B, because we don't have any cap space. we have 1.9 mil. Is there anyone we can release? Oh, not really. I mean, Donovan Wilson, but he played really well despite being old. Didn't get superstar dev though. That kind of sucks. So we might just completely sit free agency out this year because we're broke. But I mean, if there's any year to be broke, I'm fine with it being this one. Let's get to the draft. But okay, in the draft, we actually pick at number 9, unfortunately. That's what I was saying. I don't know why it changes. That's annoying, but unfortunately, I don't really see anyone worth taking here. There is Sheldon Kirkland if he's still available, maybe, but he is a power rusher, so I'm scared about normal dev there. There's a corner that looks really good, but we really don't need a corner, and he's projected to go at 2. I guess there's Danny Cox. He looks good, but he's supposed to go at 7. I guess we could trade up, but even then, we don't have any top 5 talents scouted. I don't really know that any of these guys are even worth it. Maybe Milner, but I'm not going to trade up for a linebacker. And Shaw doesn't look that good. Just kind of unlucky. I don't know where the top 5 talents are. Probably the safeties and linemen as always. So let's just get to our pick. Kirkland goes at 6. That could be for the best, but I really don't know what to do now. Okay, Danny Cox is still available. He is interesting. It would be weird to take a safety in the top 10, especially one that isn't that athletic. He ran a 4.61, but I mean, he looks pretty good. He has an A for every run defense rating, and he's at least solid in coverage. I mean, if we want a top 5 talent, this probably is one. I don't know though, because I never take run support safeties, but I mean, sure, why not? Rank number 1 in the class. Got him at 9. Okay, we'll take that. Pretty good start. But all right, at 27, I did see a first round talent receiver. We don't really need a receiver, but I mean, he looks pretty good. He has a lot of C ratings. Must be really fast. Yeah, man, I might just take him, honestly. I mean, he would be worth it. Yeah, sure, why not? We don't really need a receiver, but this team's gonna become expensive. We're probably gonna need a receiver eventually. I don't know. We really don't need a receiver, though. There are a few first-round talent linemen. Now, we probably could wait, but our O-line was bad. Let's trade down a little bit, and I think we'll take these 2 linemen back-to-back. Okay, we're gonna trade down to 40 with the Falcons. We're gonna pick up a 3rd, and we're gonna give them a 6th. So now, let's go with Alexander Lucas, ranked 21, got him at 40. I mean, we'll take that. I think 21 is almost the worst a first-round talent can be, but we'll still take him. And then, oh, should we actually go Alonzo Riley and then Dion Huff? Or no, I forgot we don't have 2 seconds. We just had 2 first. Never mind. Let's go Dion Huff, ranked 19, hidden dev. Sounds good. Super exciting first 3 picks of run support safety and 2 guards. But all right, last pick I'm going to make, I might do something interesting here. How does Connor Allen look? He ran a 4.44. He has good speed, only decent change direction and decent acceleration though. He doesn't look that good. I'm just always curious about running backs with A to C awareness. Plus he is already 23, which I always say this, but you might as well be 50 if you're 23 in the draft in Madden. Man, just give me a blocking tight end. I don't really see anyone that looks all that good. Man, there aren't even does this draft class suck? Did I forget? Oh, I know why. I forgot to change to strong draft classes. That explains it. Okay, my fault. Okay, well, next year it'll be a better draft class, thankfully. You know what? Last pick, let's go with Brandon Rhodes. I think we're going to move him to defensive tackle. Obviously, he's 304 pounds. I wish he had a little better strength. I mean, 30 bench reps isn't all that good in Madden, but we'll take him. Ranked 56. That's about what I expected. I'm just hoping he goes up in overall at defensive tackle. But all right, here's how we did. Danny Cox is an 81 overall. For just a normal draft class, that's pretty good. Already the 12th ranked strong safety in the league. We'll take that. I mean, I would feel better about it if Donovan Wilson didn't do well last year, but we'll figure something out. I mean, hell, we can play him at linebacker and just have the smallest linebacker group in the league with him and Marquise Bell. Why not? I mean, I'm not actually going to do that, but we could. But Lucas and Huff are both 75s, both probably star dev. And then I'm hoping Brandon Rhodes goes up at defensive tackle because he's only a 72. I mean, he'll start either way, but okay. Oh, that scared me. I saw a 70. For some reason, I thought that was him. He went up to a 74. Okay, good. And then I also took Joshua Donald. He's a blocking tight end, so he's probably going to have X factor. So that sounds good to me. And then the CPU took 2 running backs. Okay, sure. But I mean, always a pretty good draft when you get the best player in the class, so we'll take that. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 2. We did what we could this offseason with no cap space. Mostly looking the same as last year, just developed. We're going to be starting Huff at right tackle. We released, why can't I remember his name? Terrence Steele, because that saved us like 14 mil at the start of this year for some reason, so we'll take that. And then this is going to be the defense. All 3 of our linebackers got star dev. Damone Clark, Marquise Bell, and Jack Sanborn. I just noticed that. Oh yeah, and Jake Ferguson got superstar, so that's nice. But we're mostly gonna run it back with just the same D-line because there wasn't a lot we could have done. Maybe Rhodes will do well. I don't know. We should be better than last year, I would think, but we're just waiting to have cap space so we can add some good players, especially on this D-line. But all right, let's get to the midseason point of year 2 and we will see how we're doing. But okay, we are 5-2 at the midseason. We'll take that. Much better than last year. We were 2-4 at the midseason last year, I think. We already almost have as many wins total as we did last year. Just making sure everything's going well, though. Okay, Tyler Guyton is not playing well. The rest of our line is. Tyler Guyton never does well in Madden for some reason. I mean, he wasn't my favorite pick ever from the Cowboys, but he's really bad in Madden, usually. But okay, Brandon Rhodes is our leading sack getter with 5.5. Okay, sure. But all right, for re-signings, it's looking kind of rough. We have to re-sign Deron Bland, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson. I think Marquise Bell should still be under contract. Damone Clark, Jack Sanborn, Jalen Tolbert. Good lord. And we only have 68 mil to do that. Is that gonna be enough? Maybe. We might be fine. Bland will go 4 years, 86 mil. That's more expensive than I thought, but that's fine. George Pickens, 4 years, 71. That's fine. He takes it. Jake Ferguson, I'll up it a little bit. We'll go 3 years, 33. He takes it. Marquise Bell, 5 years. I don't want to go 5 years, but we might have to. He doesn't re-sign. All right. Damone Clark will go 4 years, 30. He doesn't take it, despite being pretty high interest. All right. Sanborn, he re-signs. Okay. I mean, we might need some new linebackers next year. We'll see. But all right, let's get to the end of the year. It looks like we've had a really good offense so far. Our defense has been not amazing, but better than last year, I guess. So let's get to the end of the year and we'll see what happens. But okay, at the end of year 2, we end up going 11-6. Looks like Dak did very well this year. 4,500 yards, 42 touchdowns, 14 picks. Javonte Williams actually hit 1,000 yards, 4.1 per carry, 11 touchdowns. He was good. CeeDee Lamb almost 1,500 yards. Jake Ferguson was a monster again. And our O-line was pretty good. Tyler Smith wasn't great though, but the rest of the line was good. Love when our highest overall lineman does the worst. That makes sense. But Marquise Bell, 119 tackles. TFL's 10 for Odigizua, led the team in sacks. Thankfully, it was better this year. 8 for Ezeraku, 7.5 for Rhodes, 7 for Odigizua. Man, Rhodes only got, what, 2 more sacks in the rest of the year? He had 5.5 at the midseason, right? And Deron Bland, 6 picks. 2 for Clark, Cox, and Bell, and then 1 for a few players. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Big surprise. Dak at number 4. Again, if we don't see a Dak MVP in this rebuild, I'm not going to be very happy. But Amon-Ra St. Brown wins the Offensive Player of the Year. Lamb at 4. Dak at 5. Let's see. Deron Bland at 10 for Defensive Player of the Year. Joshua Donald at 6 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wallace at 9. I'm recording this the next day, so I don't even remember who these people are. I'm going to be honest. But Brandon Rhodes gets 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I thought for sure at the midseason he was going to win it, but just wasn't great in the second half of the year. That sucks because he only has normal dev. Cox at number 5, but hey, at least we get a first round bye. And I do kind of want to check out our dev traits. Any good ones? Okay, Donald has Superstar, of course, blocking tight end, and Cox has X Factor, of course. What a pick that was. I mean, that would have been a good pick if I did remember to use strong draft classes. But all right, let's see who we're going to be taking on in the playoffs. Something to note here is our defense still wasn't good, which is probably fair. It's not a great overall. I guess it isn't the worst, though, at an 84. It should be better. Like, the Panthers only have an 80. Same with the Saints. I don't know. Maybe it should be better. Do we already change the defensive playbook? Maybe. I mean, if it's not doing as well as it should, I don't really see why not. We'll do that at the start of next year, though. Not yet. But we are going to be taking on the 49ers in the divisional. They are the higher overall team. They're an 87 to our now 86. I guess we went up. Looks like we had a much better offense, and they had a slightly better defense. This should be a winnable game. I mean, again, they have the better roster, but it looks like we did better this year. And we do beat them 27-22. We'll take that. And already we are in the conference championship, something the Cowboys haven't done in a while, and we are going to be taking on our division rival, the New York Giants. Who do they have at QB? Still Russell Wilson, not Jackson Dart yet. Interesting. Kim Scadaboo is their starting running back. Wan'Dale Robinson. Oh, okay, he's up to a 96. 91 with morale, though. Crazy. I mean, this is a pretty good team, but, like, not great. Ooh, but it looks like they did better than us statistically during the season. I guess we had the better record, but they had a slightly worse offense, but a much better defense. So let's see what happens here. Can we beat them? Barely. We beat the Giants 45-42, and we're already going to be in the Super Bowl in year 2. This is the power of being the Cowboys in Madden. I didn't know if it was still alive in Madden 25, but it is. Now, who are we going to be taking on? The Baltimore Ravens. That's not what you want to see in Madden, but I guess they're probably saying the same thing about us in Madden. But all right, we'll jump in and watch this one. We still have 3 more chances after this, but it would be nice to see how many Super Bowls we can win in this Super Bowl. I wasn't sure if we would get 1, and I guess we still haven't, so let's see if we can beat the Ravens here. But all right, here we go in Super Bowl 62 or something. I don't know. I thought we were at home for a second, in San Francisco or Santa Clara or wherever they are. I don't know. But all right, let's jump to the end of the game and we will see what happens. This is probably going to be an uphill battle, but you never know. It looks like we do score first, making it 7-0. The Ravens get a field goal. We drive, but we don't score in the red zone. Did it happen again or was that a punt? I don't know. But the Ravens make it 10, now 17, now 24-7. Our offense fell completely flat. We had, I don't even know how many opportunities, we just could not score. At least we still have 3 more chances, but that one seemed very, very winnable. If it was our defense that did bad, I would feel better about it, but, because, like, we know that's an issue already, but Dak he's not beating the allegations. 1 touchdown to 3 picks. Ugh. And Dion Huff was horrible. Okay, not a great game from our offense, apparently. But all right, for re-signings, I kind of forgot how scary it was, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's not too bad. It's a lot of backups and the players the Cowboys traded for this offseason. A lot of busts, but Marquise Bell, I mean, I want him back, but apparently he doesn't want to be back. I'll go 5 years, 64 mil. He does take it. Okay, that's a long deal, but fine. And then Damone Clark, it looks like we do have enough money. I'll go neutral. I'll even up it a little bit. He takes it. Okay, good. And I guess that's really it. I mean, we don't really need... I mean, Jalen Tolbert is a starter, right? Does he still... Yeah, he still starts for us. But I mean, he's already 27. He's not going to develop that much more. I guess we can restructure a few deals, though, because I do kind of want Brandon Aubrey back. Restructuring Dak would save 25 mil. Sure, it's probably more than enough, I would hope. We'll go 3 years, 21. He doesn't take it. Well, guess what? You're getting tagged. A whole 6 mil. When's the last time a team used a tag on a kicker? Has that ever happened? I don't know. Maybe not. But all right, let's get into free agency and let's hope it's better than last year. But all right, in free agency, God, Mac Jones has star dev. I'm sure he started for someone. Yeah, he was starting for the Saints. I guess that makes sense, and he's done really well because he always does in Madden. But the best 2 players are the same 2 as usual for year 2. 2 Bills players, James Cook, Khalil Shakir. We don't really need either of them, though. Honestly, this is kind of an unlucky free agent class again. It's top heavy with those 2, and other than those 2, there isn't really a lot to work with. I mean, what's even our biggest need, though? I mean, wide receiver 3, but we'll definitely just draft that. And maybe edge still? Man, we might sit out of free agency again. But to be fair, it's not like we have a crazy amount of cap, so I feel like that's still kind of understandable. I feel like I'm being boring, but like, there isn't really a lot here that helps us. I could go for Kayvon Thibodeau, but that's not much of an upgrade, and I did just sign him in the last rebuild. I don't like to be too repetitive. Yeah, we'll save our money until there are better free agents. Let's sign the GOAT, Jalen Coker, just to have somebody as a wide receiver 3, and he does sign. These are some, like, real Dallas Cowboys off seasons. Nothing last year and a budget signing this year. You love to see it. But all right, in the draft, we pick at 31. Oh yeah, and pick 11. I forgot we had 2 again. 2 firsts again. Well, I wish I would have scouted for pick 11. I was only scouting like we had pick 31. Chat, we might be trading down again, I'm not gonna lie. I focus scouted a receiver. He's okay. I think you can see the vision, though. Like, he has a deep route. I was hoping he would be a first-round talent, but okay, maybe I should have checked his speed. This guard's only a 2nd to 3rd round talent? Really? Oh, okay. And then Hobson's only a first. Okay, these were not great focus scouts or private workouts or whatever. Man, I don't know. If Cook is still there at 11, we'll take him. He goes at 6. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. We already have a pretty good roster. We might make some necessary reaches here. I don't think Myrick looks that bad. How much faster is Beverly? Okay, he is a little faster. Because I was thinking Myrick looked a lot better, but I don't know now. I still think Myrick is better, but maybe not a whole lot better. So yeah, we're gonna trade down. You know what? We could just do the goofy thing where we have back-to-back picks again. Well, no, we'll trade down to 20. All right, we'll pick up a 2 and a 5, and now we'll make our reaches. Let's go with Man, should I go Otis Newkirk first or Gerard Myrick first? They're projected to go back to back. They're probably both like mid to late second round talents. No, I think Myrick's a little better. We'll go Myrick first then. Okay, he's a late, or well, mid second. At least has hidden, we'll take that. And Newkirk is somehow still available. Would I rather have him or Hobson though? Hobson might be a little better, but Newkirk is a year younger. I think I would prefer that. Just hoping for hidden. Ranked 31, got him at 31. Does have hidden. Beautiful. Two not amazing picks, but again, two necessary picks. And now I really don't know what to do. For the positions we need, this is a horrible draft class. It might even be pretty bad overall. I didn't really see anyone that looked all that good. I guess I didn't look at the top prospects, but I didn't see much. Even now, like, I guess we could go with a corner. Like, these guys look pretty good, but we don't need a corner. Man, Corey Lockridge might be decent at guard. I still don't feel great about our O-line, so I think we'll take him. Rank 19. Okay, good call there. Almost missed him. There we go. That kind of makes up for our first pick. I mean, I knew what we were getting with our first pick. He was honestly even better than I expected, but we definitely fill some needs. Got some pretty good players. I would say Lockridge is bordering on good, so we'll take that, I guess. I don't feel great about it, but I feel like we got better. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. It was decent. Probably not as good as last year's, but I mean, still pretty good. Newkirk is a 76. I'm hoping he doesn't go down at defensive end. Hopefully he goes up. I mean, he probably won't because he's a speed rusher, but maybe? No, he stays a 76. That's fine. And then Lockridge is a 71. He's not going to start, but he might by the end of the year if someone underperforms, or when someone underperforms, I should say. And then Hunter went up to a 75 at D tackle, and then I also took Winslow and Griffin. Winslow was way better than I expected. I thought he would be like a 72 because he doesn't have the best change direction. I don't know if it shows here, but he's a 75 with star, and we did need a fourth corner. I didn't realize that. And the CPU actually picked a decent receiver and then picked another receiver, so we drafted 3 receivers. Definitely needed that. Looks like this was a pretty good draft, but mostly in the first round. There was a good running back in the third round, but there really wasn't much value for us to get. Like, the best non-running back we could have gotten past the first round, we did get in Corey Lockridge, so we did what we could. But let's get into year 3, and I'm feeling pretty good about the team. But all right, here is a look at the team. Starting to look really good, up to an 86 overall. This isn't necessarily a hard rebuild for this offense. We figured this would be good. We definitely have done some stuff to this offense, but this has been mostly about the defense, and hopefully Newkirk can be the answer to our prayers. Part of me doubts it a little bit, but I mean, you never know. I don't know why I doubt it necessarily. If our defense is bad this year, we'll definitely change the playbook, but I mean, the reason we lost the Super Bowl wasn't necessarily our defense. I mean, it did allow 31 points, but our offense didn't really help. We'll see. Even if the defense is bad at the midseason, I'll probably change to the Bills defensive playbook. But yeah, the defense is starting to look better. Looks like Bland got superstar. He might have had that for a couple years now, actually. And Jake Ferguson went up to X Factor. I didn't necessarily expect that, but sure. And Dak went up to superstar. So pretty good dev traits. But all right, let's get into the year once again. We're doing pretty well. It is 2027, so, or no, it's only 2026. Okay, never mind. We're good for now. Sometimes 2026 is a cursed year, but let's hope it isn't. Let's get to the midseason and we'll see what happens. But okay, we are once again 5-2. We'll take that. Not cursed yet this year, thankfully. Our defense still, we haven't allowed many points on defense, but we have allowed a lot of yards, and our yards on offense haven't been great, but we've put up a decent amount of points. I'm surprised we're 5-2. Our stats don't look that good. We might fall off in the second half of the year. We'll see. Is anyone doing bad? Is anyone bench worthy? Javonte Williams back to not doing great. Okay, Tyler Guyton sucks. I'm not gonna bench him, but if he's bad this year, we might move on from him. Oh, and 7 sacks each for Ezeraku and Odigizua. Newkirk with 4. We'll take that. Okay, things are looking pretty good so far. We might fall off because the stats aren't great, or at least the team total stats, but we'll see. But all right, for re-signings, anything major? Yeah. Tyler Smith, Javonte Williams, who's still only 26. That's kind of crazy to me. Malik Hooker, and then I think that's it in terms of starters, hopefully. Still our kicker and punter. Tyler Smith wasn't great last year, but I mean, I'm still gonna keep him. Hasn't really done the best, but whatever. And then for the rest of these players, we'll see at the end of the year. Williams not doing well, and Hooker's gonna be 31. And we don't have any money right now, so we kind of can't, even if we wanted to. But all right, let's get to the end of the season. We're doing good so far. Let's hope we don't choke, but I kind of have a bad feeling. I mean, we are the Cowboys in Madden. We kind of have superpowers, so we should be fine. Okay, good. We end up going 11-6 in year 3. I was hoping we would be a little better than last year. I mean, I figured we wouldn't, but I was hoping. At least we weren't worse, though. We will take 11-6 86, and we're actually up to an 89 overall. We are looking good. And we had a good offense and a good defense this year, thankfully. But Dak, pretty good year. He's still thrown a lot of picks, but 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns, good year. Javonte Williams wasn't great. 3.6 per carry, 900 yards. I mean, he got a lot of touchdowns, but 3.6 yards per carry. Deuce Vaughn had 2.2. I don't know why running backs are so horrible in Madden, except like 4. I don't get it. But 1,300 yards for Lamb, 16 touchdowns, 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns for Pickens, almost 1,000 yards for Jake Ferguson. And he's still only an 85 overall. He's been a monster here. But this year, our worst lineman was Tyler Smith again, after we just gave him a big extension, of course. I don't know why he sucks. He shouldn't, obviously. Also, Huff wasn't great, but Tyler Booker allowed 0 sacks. Wild. Marquise Bell, 117 tackles of the team. TFLs, 15 for Ezuraku led the team. Sacks, 12.5 for Ezuraku, 10 for Rhodes and Newkirk, 8 for Odigizua. He only got 1 in the last 10 games. All right. And picks, 5 for Diggs, 2 for Bell and Bland, and then 1 for a few players. But MVP goes to Jalen Hurts. We're really getting a Jalen Hurts MVP before a Dak MVP. That is an interesting top 3. Jalen Hurts, Michael Penix, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray usually sucks in Madden, by the way. Weird to see him up here. Did Dak not even make the top 10? All right, man. Let's see. Offensive Player of the Year, Lamb at 10. Ezuraku at 5 for Defensive Player of the Year. Newkirk at 8 as a rookie. He still might not win it because I don't know if Baker's a rookie or not. He might be. Uh-oh. And Weaver. But Offensive Rookie of the Year, Myrick at 3. 2 Saints players ahead of him. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Newkirk at 3 with 10 sacks. What did Weaver and Baker do? Oh, okay. 17 sacks for Weaver. Okay, he has X Factor and he's up to a 90 already. All right, I understand. Baker, okay. Yeah, he was pretty good. Okay, I get it, but that might be the best I've ever had a rookie do just to get 3rd place. Like, 61 tackles, 10 TFLs, 10 sacks, a pick, and he gets 3rd for Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's wild. But all right, we are going to be taking on the Rams in the wild card. We are 6 overall higher than the Rams. Where do we rank in the league? Because we could be first. The Ravens are also an 89. The Chiefs are an 89. Okay, we are tied for first, it looks like. We'll take that. But we still need to get this Cowboys team a Super Bowl. We still have 3 more chances here. So let's see, can we beat the Rams in the wild card? I would hope so. We do. Okay, barely. 34-31, but at least we win. I still don't trust our defense. Even though it was good, I still don't trust it. Still on thin ice here. But we are going to be taking on the Falcons in the divisional. This is a team we can never seem to beat in simulation for God knows what reason. But can we move on to the conference championship for back-to-back years? We can. Okay, 24-17. And the only team that stands between us and another appearance in the Super Bowl is the Green Bay Packers. I feel like this is a team I don't really see much in the playoffs. At least, like, I don't face much in the playoffs. But I do see them in a good amount of Super Bowls. Yeah, this is a pretty good team. But I mean, we're 2 overall higher still, so we should be able to beat them. So let's see, can we move on to the Super Bowl here? If not, we still have 2 more chances. Oh, we destroy the Packers 35-17, and we are going to be in back-to-back Super Bowls with the Cowboys. Let me show I'm not cheating. I can already see the comments. Not cheating, obviously. Oh, I forced a home win in the bye week. Why does it show home for the bye week? I don't know. But all right, we are going to be taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl. Apparently, they found out they need defensive players too. They can't only have offense. They actually have a better overall defense than us, but we somehow have the better overall offense? Okay. But all right, let's jump in here. We'll watch it simulate, and let's hope we don't lose back-to-back Super Bowls. But all right, here we go in Super Bowl 63, probably, something like that. Is this a home game? I think there is a future Dallas Super Bowl. I can't tell. I don't know. I almost wish it wasn't if it is. I feel like home field advantage is a disadvantage in Madden, but let's jump to the end of the game here. It looks like we do score first, thankfully making it 7-0, but the Bengals do tie us. We take the lead 14-7. We actually score when we get into the red zone this season. We're up 21-14. We need to be careful. We do score again, making it 24-14. They do get a touchdown though, but that is gonna do it as we win the Cowboys their first Super Bowl in probably close to 35 years at this point. I might be exaggerating, but maybe not. America's team is finally the #1 team in America for the first time in forever. And we still have 2 more shots at a Super Bowl, so we'll see if we can get multiple. But all right, for re-signing signings. I already see that we have negative 1.3 mil, but I think we're fine. It's just Javonte Williams, Malik Hooker, and then backups. And I mean, what do we really even need from free agency? I guess, well, we will need a running back. Let's just see who's available. I also should have picked the 5th-year option up for Tyler Guyton because he's actually been pretty good. He just starts years bad, but oh well. But all right, in free agency, I see safeties, linemen. Javonte Williams is the best running back, unfortunately. There's Cam Akers, Zach Charbonnet. I feel like I've seen Cam Akers do all right before. Ooh, not as a backup. We might just have to draft a running back, which would be fine, but I guess we'll just sit out of free agency once again. I guess we do have 7 mil now for some reason. Should we go for Brian Branch? I feel like we always go for Brian Branch, but I never actually get him. Let's see, can we restructure a deal? That would save us 13 mil if we restructured Lamb. Sure. We'll try to make this team even better. We'll even go player friendly for Brian Branch. Might be overkill, but like whatever. Can we get him? Of course not. That's what I was afraid of. That's why I went player friendly, but he still doesn't sign. And now because Kyle Hamilton signed, all the teams that were going for him are going for Branch now. That's tough. I mean, I tried. You can't say I didn't try. Goes to the Commanders, and the Eagles get Kyle Hamilton. All right. Well, let's get to the draft. I'm saving this money for next year when we actually have big needs. Wow, this might be the worst running back class I have ever seen. Looks like we're going to be trading for a running back. Good Lord. Is there a single 1st to 2nd round talent? There might not be. Maybe Austin, but I don't know. But all right, we pick at 32. Not going to trade up or anything, but we might have to trade this pick away for a running back because running backs are expensive in Madden. I don't want to get the same player I always get. Who's a different running back that does well? I don't know. There are like 4 to choose from, so I might have to get the same one I always do. Damn, running backs are expensive. For a 27-year-old running back, we have to give up more than a 1st round pick. I mean, it's pick 32, but he's 27 at running back. He has like 2 years left of being good. All right, we are going to be giving up a 1 and a 5 for Tyler Algier, a 2nd round pick and a 6th round pick from the Jags. Definitely someone I don't usually go for, but he does well in Madden, not as well as some of the other guys, but still well. And again, I wanted to get someone I don't always get, like Josh Jacobs or Jonathan Taylor or one of them. I thought about Bijan Robinson, but he is very expensive. But we have our running back. I didn't even scout any of these guys because none look good. But let's just get to the 2nd round. What pick did the Jags have? 29. They were good this year. I wasn't even paying attention to that. So 2 bad 2nd round picks, but let's see what we can do here. Anyone good that we have scouted? There is a good corner, George Copeland. That was one of my focus scouts. I was between him and Billingsley, but I went with Copeland because he's 2 years younger. But I mean, he looks good. He's going to be playing safety for us because he has a zone and we need a safety. So we'll take him. Hopefully hidden. Why'd I say that? Why'd I have to say that? Should be good though, at least. And now I have no idea what to do with this pick. Let's go with... Can we find like a top 5 talent lineman maybe? Darius Keaton looks pretty good. I don't know about top 5 talent, but he looks good. What's his strength? Great? Sure. Rank 35. Okay, that's fine. Hidden dev. Sounds good. We have a lot of linemen now. And let's go with Lance Mitchell. Sure, he's a 1st to 2nd round talent. He's gonna have normal, but now that I said that, he's gonna have hidden. See how that works? Let's go. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. It was decent. This was not a good draft class overall. I was really surprised to see how low of overall players we got, but Copeland was a 76 at corner and stayed a 76 at safety. I was hoping he would go up, but didn't. Then Keaton and Mitchell are both 75s. They're decent. The CPU picked another linebacker, and then you guessed it, another linebacker for some reason. But yeah, there were 280 pluses and that's it. Wasn't a great draft class, unfortunately, but we did what we could for the most part. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 4. This could be our best year yet. I mean, it's gonna be hard when we won the Super Bowl last year, but at least in the regular season, this could be our best year yet with a running back who should do well, I would hope. I mean, he's had like 4.4 yards per carry, never been below 4 in simulation, so that's a good sign. And other than that, our offense is exactly the same as last year, just developed. Oh yeah, and by the way, Lockridge has superstars, so that's cool. But here's a look at the defense, also pretty much the same. We did re-sign Malik Hooker because no team signed him, but we'll start Copeland because he's like 10 years younger. But other than that, the defense is also exactly the same, I think. So just an upgrade at running back, hopefully an upgrade at safety, and we'll see how this team does. Let's get to the midseason. But all right, there's good old 2027. We are 1-6 for no reason at the midseason. midseason, getting our first win of the year against the Jets. What's the problem? Dak has been sacked 17 times. Tyler Algier isn't doing that well. What is wrong with Tyler Guyton in the first like 7 games of the year? In the second half, he's great. In the first half, he is horrible. I think we're just gonna get quickly through this year and chalk it up to be in 2027 in Madden. Anyone to re-sign? Oh, we have negative 24 mil in cap. Okay. Well, I'm glad I set O-line as our focus position because we're probably gonna lose Guyton and BB. We need to keep Ezeraku. Revel we'll try to keep. Sanborn maybe. Definitely not the end of the world, but I hope we can keep at least Ezeraku. So very quick mid-season. Let's just get this year over with and we'll see what happens. But all right, we end up going 8-9. We're definitely gonna change the defensive playbook now. We've had one good year on defense. I think it's time. We'll keep the offensive playbook. Our offense has been fine. It's underperformed, but I always try not to change the playbooks. It's just we have to a lot of the time because we massively underperform. But let's see what went wrong this year. We were at least better in the second half of the year. Almost wish we weren't, so we could have had a really good draft pick, but whatever. Dak was good. Tyler Algier was not. This is like the worst I've ever seen him do. Of course, the year we have him. CeeDee Lamb was good, almost 1,500 yards, almost 1,000 for Myrick. Not much for Pickens, though, but Tyler Guyton wasn't great. The rest of the line was fine. And then Clark led the team with 128 tackles, TFL's 13 for Newkirk, and we actually had sacks. Ezeraku was not great though, in a contract year. All of our guys in contract years kind of sucked, but I'm kind of scared to move off them, because what other choice do we have? But all right, I don't think we're gonna win any awards. Dak 10 for MVP, surprisingly. Stephon Diggs at like 35 years old, probably won Offensive Player of the Year. Okay, but yeah, no award wins, unfortunately. So let's get into this final off season. Apparently we have more work to do than I expected, but let's see what we can do. We at least got one Super Bowl win so far. Let's see if we can make it 2. But okay, in the offseason, we have negative 37 mil in cap. I'm sure y'all know what that means. Well, is there anyone we can release? Dak would save us 55 mil. I mean, we shouldn't because he does really, really well in Madden, but I'm kind of tempted. He's down to an 81. I just don't know what we would do at QB if we moved off him. It's risky to change QBs in the final year. I'm thinking about it though. Let me restructure deals and let's see how much cap we have. Okay, not as much as I hoped. We are still in the negatives. Negative 15. This is a lot harder in the final year than I expected. I thought it would be like we would have negative 10 mil in cap maybe to start the offseason. What do we do? Cutting Trayvon Diggs would save 20 mil, but like he's played super well, so I'm not gonna do that. We are probably gonna re-sign him, but I kind of feel like we almost have to re-sign or have to release Dak. It'll save 55 mil. I don't know that I've ever done this in a rebuild before, having a QB for the whole rebuild and then cutting him at the start of the final year, but we're now back up to 39. I guess we'll pick up the 5th year for Cox. I mean, doesn't really make a difference, but we'll see if Ezeraku re-signs. I mean, should we even try to re-sign him or should we just try to bring Dak back with the money we have and then try to sign a decent pass rusher? That might be the move, because obviously I'm going to prioritize QB. I don't think we're going to have a good enough draft pick to get a great QB. None of these guys really look great at all. Maybe Crowder. Okay, we'll let all these guys go for now. Let's get into free agency. We'll see how much Dak costs. I wouldn't imagine he's going to have any offers. Maybe. He is the best QB available, though. Oh, he's super cheap. He's 6 mil a year. All right. What's he ranked then? Is he a backup caliber QB now? He's ranked 30, so close. We'll go player friendly. Oh, and let's try to sign Ashton Gelati. That would be fun. Because, I mean, Ezeraku isn't interested and he has 4 offers. We're probably not going to be able to bring him back. And we do need a left tackle. We'll probably just start Lockridge at center or something. Also, might think about a safety, but I'm not too worried about that. I mean, we can probably just draft a left tackle. Jahmyr Gibbs is available, though. How big of an offer does he have? Not that big of an offer. Is there anyone we can release that would actually make sense? I mean, if I hadn't just restructured Tyler Algier, we could release him and then just sign Jahmyr Gibbs, but oh well. We'll get rid of Baker, that'll save a mil. Get rid of Bowens, that'll save a mil. And let me see, are there any like tiny restructures we can make? That'll save 180K. Okay, maybe not that tiny. 140, okay, I guess that's as big as they get. 20K? I didn't know they could be that small. But all right, we do have the lead for Jahmyr Gibbs. There is also Bucky Irving, actually. Does he do better? Because I know Gibbs doesn't do great. Kind of mixed. How does Gibbs do? Kind of mixed, but slightly better. We'll go for Gibbs. So Jahmyr Gibbs, Ashton Gelati, and Dak Prescott. Let's see if they sign. All three do sign, and we do get all three. So I feel like we managed that offseason pretty well. Maybe not the most realistic, releasing our quarterback and then signing him back, but to be fair, it's not like anyone else was going for him, so he kind of had to take that kind of deal. But all right, let's get into the draft, and we'll see what we can do. But all right, in our final draft, we pick all the way down at 16, going 8 and 9. I mean, that's fine. I'm just a little surprised. But for the positions we need, for the positions I was looking at, I saw some pretty good players. There is Phil Schaefer, a top 5 talent center, projected to go at 66. Jeremy Sexton, a top 5 talent guard, projected to go at 45. And then I focus scouted them, so I haven't seen if they're actually that good yet, but they looked really good. There was a corner, top 5 talent, Jason Reed, projected to go at 57. And okay, I thought Brandon McCoon would be a first round or top 5 talent, but really he isn't. Look at him. Is he slow? Or is this just a really good okay, this must just be a really good draft class if he isn't a top 5 talent. But I want all 4 of those players. That's not gonna happen, but I want to see if we can make that happen. So where is the first one supposed to go? Who is the first one supposed to go? I guess it's McCoon. We're definitely not gonna get McCoon then, because we'd have to trade down. That's fine though. Let's get to 16. He is still available though, but I mean, we just can't afford to take him if we want those other 3. So let's trade down to 24 with the Ravens. I feel like that's safe-ish. We're gonna really try to cheat the system here. But all right, we're gonna pick up a second round pick to move down to 24. And then with pick 24, do we take this or do we trade down again? I don't want to trade down so far that one of the other players goes. McCoon is still available? Okay, hold on. Can we do this where we can get all 4? Do we need all 4? Not necessarily, but I kind of made it my goal now. So let's see. If we trade up a 3 and a 4, let me whip out the good old draft calculator here. How high up could that get us? That would get us about pick 64, but that isn't really high enough. But I mean, we'll do it. Oh, and you know, we do have Tyler Algier. Where does he rank for running backs? Number 11. He is 28, but with how much we traded for him, I don't feel bad getting too much value back for him. I'll take a late second for him. Do the Bengals even need him? I don't know, but he's going there. I should have checked first. Oh well. So let's take McCoon here. I think that's fine. He's probably top 10. Number 6. Good guess. And now before we sim to the next pick, let's try to trade up. So we have 3 more players we want and 4 second round picks. Okay, we're gonna trade our 2 later second round picks and get the Chargers later first round pick at pick 31. I didn't realize we could get a first round pick with those, but did any of them go? I don't think so. The last 2 are going to be trickier though. First, we'll go with Sexton though, because he's the first projected to go. Rank number 2, beautiful. And how are we going to trade these up? That's my only thought, because I do think we need to trade them up a little bit, because they're supposed to go at, I think, 57 and 66, and I definitely think they'll go early. Do we have any other players we can trade away? We're doing some weird stuff now, but I mean, we do have Joshua Donald at tight end. He's ranked 29. I don't know if that would be enough, but it might be if we value him at like a 4th round pick, because he has superstar. Okay, that would be about worth pick 45 apparently. Who has pick 45? The Lions. I want to see that both of those players are still available by that time. What are their names? It's Reed and Schaefer. I feel like Reed's gonna go, but hopefully not. Okay, we actually made it. So we'll trade up with the Lions. It's gonna be 56, 144, and Joshua Donald. Oh, it's not gonna let us do that because we don't have enough cap. Well, what if I just do this? I'll figure out a way to get the Lions Donald at some point. I'll remember. All right, let's go with Phil Schaefer, though, out of UCLA. He looks really good. Number 1, number 4, okay. And finally, if he lasts, he does. Let's go with Jason Reed out of SMU. Ran a 4.34 with 21 bench reps. Sounds good. Rank 3. We didn't get number 1, but we got what? 2, 3, 4, and 6, I think. We'll take that. But all right, here is how we did in the final draft. I don't know why I went like, or I don't know why I felt like going crazy for this final draft, but I feel like it went pretty well. This might be the best draft class I have ever had in a realistic rebuild. Got 4 top 6 talents. I don't even know if these guys are gonna start, but we'll we'll figure out somewhere for them to play. McCoon's an 81, Sexton is an 83, Schaefer and Reed are both 82s. Also took Walters, he's not good, but I didn't see a single decent looking running back. So what a final draft. Maybe my best draft ever. It's definitely up there. But all right, we'll figure out somewhere for all these guys to play, and this better be a good team. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into our 5th and final year. We are up to a 91 overall. I'll see where that ranks, but I think we could be the #1 team still, despite heading into the offseason with negative however much in cap we were. I don't know. But this defense is looking good. Again, that was probably the best draft we have ever had. I mean, it's at least up there. And it was all positions of need for the most part. I guess not corner, but safety and 2 linemen. They weren't desperate needs because we did have Lucas, we have Lockridge, we also have Keaton. We have good depth, but now we have even better depth. And hopefully they actually play well. We'll see. But yeah, this is a loaded team, clearly. But like I said, let's check where do we rank for overall at the start of the year. And if we're not the #1 team, we should be by the end of the year with how much these guys are going to develop. Okay, I think we are. The Chiefs are a 90, but we have the highest overall team, so we should be good, I would hope. So let's get into the final year. Let's just get straight to the end, and we will see how we do. Ooh, okay. Well, here we are at the end of year 5, and I almost forgot to do this, but super quick, before I show how we did in the final year, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. And question of the day. You know what? I guess a fitting question of the day, definitely fitting. If Micah Parsons actually does get traded, what team do you think he's gonna get traded to? Let me know that down in the comments. I'm sure most of y'all know I'm a Seahawks fan, and I've seen a lot of Seahawks fans that want the Seahawks to trade for Micah Parsons, but I'm kind of scarred from the Seahawks trading for players. It doesn't usually work out. There was Jimmy Graham, who they tried to make a blocking tight end. There was Jamal Adams. We know how that went. Plus, I feel like, you know, you're trying to win Super Bowls, and that would definitely help you win a Super Bowl, but I still feel like the O-line is way too terrible to win a Super Bowl with. Plus, Sam Darnold at QB, are you getting a Super Bowl with him? Like, I don't know. I don't really want the Seahawks to trade for Micah Parsons, but apparently Seahawks fans do. I don't know. I wouldn't hate it, but I would be scared. If they still had Pete Carroll, they would try to probably make Micah Parsons a full-time off-ball linebacker. I'm at least glad that probably wouldn't happen if they do trade for him, but let me know who you think will trade for Micah Parsons in the comments. But anyways, at the end of the year, we are up to a 93 overall, 95 offense, 91 defense. This is definitely the best team I've built in a realistic rebuild since I've been using lower XP sliders, but Dak was not great. Oh yeah, I should let y'all know, we were 1-6 at the midseason, or 1-5. Our one win was against the Rams. Thankfully, we won against the Falcons, and we went on a big win streak. We only lost, I guess, 3 more games the rest of the year, thankfully. So we ended up going 9-8. That's way worse than we should have been, but at least we made the playoffs. The simulation in this game is so horrible. I hope someday they kind of revamp it. It's way too random, but we are easily the highest overall team. It looks like the Chiefs are number 2 at a 91. We'll take that at least. And our defense kind of sucked this year. I'm surprised about that. But let's see. Jahmyr Gibbs was solid. CeeDee Lamb was pretty good. Sexton at left tackle wasn't great. I benched Huff for Lockridge at right tackle. Looks like that worked out. And then Bell, 104 tackles of the team. TFLs 15 for Newkirk and Gelati, and sacks. This is like the least sacks I've ever seen from the Bills defensive playbook. 15.5 for Newkirk. That's good. Only 5.5 for Gelati. Also 5.5 for Rhodes, 5 for Odigizua, and 6 interceptions. 3 for Diggs, 2 for Bland, 1 for Bell. All right, our defense was not great. I'm going to switch to a different defensive playbook for the playoffs. I mean, it got better in the second half of the year. I think we were 29th for points at the midseason, ended up 25th, but yeah, didn't get that much better. Wan'Dale Robinson wins Offensive Player of the Year. Also, we didn't have a Dak MVP. I'm shocked we won a Super Bowl in this rebuild. This has felt really unlucky. But Lamb, number 9 for Offensive Player of the Year. Newkirk, 2 for Defensive Player of the Year. All right, let's switch. What was a good defense this year? I'm just going to go off of that. Good 4-3 defense. Why'd I go to standings? I mean, I guess that would work. Just go to points allowed. The Jets, I don't know if I want to mess with that. The Bills were up there. I'm just going to stick with the Bills and hope it does better. It should be good. I don't know why it's not. Is there anyone we can bench? I mostly look to the DBs, but it looks like they all did pretty well. Obviously not many picks, but like lots of pass deflections for Madden at least. I don't know what our issue was, but I don't know how to fix it either. If I don't know what it is. Well, I do know the issue was lack of interceptions and kind of lack of sacks, but I just don't know how to fix that. But all right, this very well could be our last last game of the rebuild, although we do have the power of being a 9-8 team in the playoffs in Madden, so this could be a blessing. And you know what? Screw it. I'm going to change our offensive playbook for the playoffs. Our offense hasn't been as good as it should be a single time, and it was mid this year. It should not be mid. This is the highest overall offense. Let's go. You know what I do know is good is the Bills offense. Could also go Bengals, but that's been kind of hit or miss for me. Yeah, I'm going to go full Bills. That's what I always do, but it works sort of consistently. It's the one almost consistent playbook in the game for both sides of the ball. So let's see. Can we beat the Cardinals in the wild card here? I hope so. We lose 21-13 this game, man. I don't even know.